Welcome to Deprogrammed. My name is Justin Wilson. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. I like to get right into the crux of the matter. If you appreciate, dig this program, Deprogrammed, or popped before us, or anything that we're doing here at Radio Free Radio, if you just like the idea that there's an independent radio station happening in your backyard, head on over to patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. Consider giving us $1, man. It helps us in more ways than you can expect or imagine. Equipment upgrades. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But you're helping keep us afloat. You're helping with day-to-day operations. It sounds ridiculous, but that dollar goes a long way, and it means so much to us because we want to be as inclusive as possible with what's happening here at Radio Free Radio, and we want you involved. And if it means that you just want to listen, that's cool. But the absolute best way you can help us is by going to patreon.com/Radio Free Radio and giving us $1. Today we're talking about Nirvana, and I've been saving this one because honestly, when I thought about Nirvana, I thought it was going to be way tougher than it was. I thought that I was going to have, because Nirvana really is one of my favorite bands. Yeah. And I grew up with them. I mean, In Utero is one of those albums that gets better every time I hear it. I got it down to 21 songs rather easily. The hard part was figuring out which ones were the 10 and shuffling them around. But, it was a lot of fun going back and listening to some Nirvana that I haven't listened to in a while. Well, because for me, In Utero is in pretty much constant rotation. Like, that happens, I feel like once a month, but I feel like I might be over-exaggerating at this point. It probably is several times a year, though. But In Utero is super important to me now. In Utero more important to me now than it was when it came out.
Well, it was such weird when it came out. I feel like it really got trashed a little because people were expecting something different. What they got was something that wasn't Nevermind.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Between Steve Albini, between just the sound of the record, Nevermind even getting into like the actual like the songwriting and just the sound that the record has, just it means the world to me. And I don't know, becoming an adult and just, obviously the opening line, and we'll get more into the songs later, but the opening line to the record is Teenage Angst has paid off well, and now I'm bored and old. And
number ones.
You know what I mean?
It's suckers for number one.
I'm always a sucker for a number one. But we'll get into the songs. I'm joined, it seems like every couple weeks by Matt Wade.
I'm like the guy who you got to come to when people drop out.
Yeah.
Mainly because I live here.
Yeah. Well, I had a late dropout. It's my fault. I didn't get to him in time to say, hey, this is what's happening. I don't know. It could have something to do with running a station.
Yep.
But he was like, man, I'm sorry I can't do Tuesday. And I was like, hey, it's Nirvana this week. You want in?
I guess.
So we're going to be doing Presidents in a couple weeks, too. So.
I may be writing my list right now, just off the top of my head.
That might be.
What songs do I remember from 25 years ago?
Yeah. We're also joined by Taylor Lavoie.
Hello, hello.
You may know him as King Canada, as is tradition.
Yes, that is my one-man band. I was told we would be talking about Puddle of Mud tonight.
This is going to be rough. This is going to be hard for you.
Yeah, I think you came with the wrong songs.
Yeah. Well, I only had one song for them. So.
Which is?
Well, Blurry, obviously.
Everything is blurry.
I think that's how it goes.
Name a Puddle of Mud song. Did they do that one about She Hates Me?
She Hates Me, yeah.
I hate that song.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that song.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Puddle of Mud. Unbelievable. What's funny is you were just talking about off air. I reached out to you about doing the show, and apparently you were already in Nirvana mode.
Oh, yeah. I've been in a big Nirvana phase. The funny thing is, I think I'm going to have a totally different take on these songs than you guys.
Yep.
Because I was 6 years old when Kurt died. So I've had to go back and listen to
when we asked the question, do you remember when Kurt died?
Courtney did it. But anyways, Yeah, so I've gone back and become a fan going through their catalog. So I didn't have I guess the cultural impact on me in
Right.
my life. Like I wasn't in high school when Teen Spirit came
Yeah,
out or
and see,
anything
I'm
like
the
that.
exact opposite. It was exactly what you just said. The first time I heard Teen Spirit was in the gym locker room,
And the lights were out?
and the lights were out, and they were beating me with towels.
Oh.
There was
So it was actually more
Apropos.
there were
dangerous.
soap bars in those towels.
More dangerous, not less dangerous.
It probably doesn't make your list then.
But we're talking 91, so I was in ninth grade, and I heard the song, and for the first time in a long time, I started getting into music again, because I didn't care. I just listened to Weird Al records, and that was it, because the 80s were going on, and the 80s here, the late 80s, you didn't have any alternatives stations. We were still... 96X didn't happen until like 93, so it really came along as a product of what Nirvana did.
Yeah.
And we didn't have things like the Pixies or any of the late 80s alt stuff that was being played in other places in college markets and whatnot. We didn't have that here because we had top 40 and we had rock, but no alternative. And then I heard I couldn't stand hair bands. And I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I was like, "This is like I had an awakening." It's like, wow, this is what it's like to actually appreciate and love music of your generation. Because before then, it was like oldies and Beatles stuff and Beach Boys. But then I hear this, and it's contemporary and it's new, and I'm nuts. Are we on the air? Okay. I don't know. So I'm going to have a much, much different thing. But, I mean, you're not much younger than I am, Justin. So you kind of probably have the same kind of thing. It might have been a middle school thing for you. But I'm not the only old person here who remembers this vividly. But, I mean, Nirvana is like the band that I remember from loving to, oh, my God, Kurt's dead, you know?
It's also, funny. Taylor brought it up that culturally speaking, like Nirvana changed things.
Yeah.
Like just
Absolutely.
So for us,
How
it's
many
like,
hairband metal bands did they put out of business?
That's
Yeah.
one of the greatest
Cinderella
legacies
hates
it. Right?
of Nirvana is they destroyed hair metal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate hair metal.
Me too.
So I mean, it's just, and I can't, just being so sad watching MTV, seeing Kurt was dead,
Yeah.
and just I was really getting into them, and then it's gone because I was like 14.
Well, it was weird because there was also like it was a rough couple months because a couple months before that he had that famous overdose in
Italy
France.
or France.
France or
somewhere
Italy,
in Europe.
yeah. Somewhere in Europe, he had that famous overdose, and he was almost gone then. And then you're a couple months. Have you guys watched Montage of Heck?
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, Justin, you got to see
I need
Montage
to.
of
It
Heck.
is very intimate.
It's
and
very
it made me
intimate.
uncomfortable a little
It
bit.
was. It was.
Right.
It didn't have an agenda. It just took all
Right.
of Kurt's art and it presented it out in front of you.
It lets you come to your own
Yeah.
conclusion, opinion about
And some of that later stuff with him and he's given Francis like a haircut and he's just dozing off because he's on.
Yeah.
It's rough to watch.
It is.
It's a hard watch. It was sad,
but good nonetheless.
But
if
good.
you're- if
Yeah.
you're interested in that.
especially if you're interested in him because it doesn't really go into the band. It's him and his life and his art as he presented it.
So Taylor, you said you came into them, obviously later in the game. What was it that drew you to them that made you want to go back?
It's already been said multiple times. In Utero.
Nice.
The first time I heard In Utero, because Teen Spirit, I mean, it's a good song, but it didn't hit me in any certain way. But when I heard In Utero and really kind of started looking into the band and seeing how unique of an artist Kurt was,
Yeah.
really. And I don't want to make this about just Kurt because Chris and Dave are amazing. We know that as music. I think Chris is a very underrated bass player.
Agreed.
One of the most underrated. But it was In Utero. I heard that album and I was like, I have to check out everything this band's done. The lyrics, I guess it was a time in my life where the lyrics really hit me in a certain way. So yeah, I had to go back and see what the fuss was about.
So before we start getting into songs, I guess the question has to be asked. This is Nirvana Deprogrammed. In Utero, personally, favorite record. I think it's their best work.
Yep.
Had Kurt not passed, would the next record have been better? What do you think? Where do you think they would have gone?
I don't know.
It's hard to say, right?
I don't think they had.
so.
I don't think that they had many more years left.
Yeah.
Well, You're Right is, I think, a great song. So, and that, I think that was a little bit of a taste of where they were going next. So that was more in Utero than Nevermind. So they were going to stay in that raw, aggressive stage.
How many albums do you think we'd get out of him post In Utero?
Depends on if he got off drugs.
I think 2 more max.
I mean, if he cleaned up, could you imagine like a cleaned up
true.
Nirvana?
Probably not that
No.
great, honestly.
I know. It's hard to
Lyrically.
Yeah, lyrically.
Probably not
I mean,
that great.
what makes Kurt so great was the fact that he was a tortured soul.
He was in pain, yeah.
And okay, so
Tortured artist.
how about we just start jumping in here?
Yep.
I'm gonna start right at the top. I'm gonna go with my number one. It's been working out for me lately. Matt already knows it.
I
'cause
know it.
We've had this
And
discussion
I think
before.
it's on my list too.
But I mean, it really is my favorite Nirvana song. I'm going Milk It, right at the top.
Fuck yeah, man.
Match.
It's number 3 for me.
Okay, so we got it. It's in.
I
All
love
three
that.
of us.
I love that song.
I mean, something about just shouting aggressively,
Yes.
test meat, doll steak.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. What does it mean?
I don't know really what it means.
I don't know, but it sounds amazing.
Sounds amazing over that aggressive, those drums, those pounding drums and the bass, and it's, yeah.
I mean, I feel like the guitar work on it's underrated too, because it's like the quote unquote solo is like it's sloppy, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like he's just kind of cling, cling, cling,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
over what's happening with the rest of the band, it works.
Right. That was their MO. It was controlled chaos.
Yes,
Almost, you know?
yes.
And I love the last line in the song where he's singing about, obviously, Courtney while he's in rehab, and he says, "Your sin is still here, my place of recovery."
Yeah.
Which is a great line, and I mean,
Great tag.
Yeah, and you can just tell where he is mentally in that, and he's just aggressive and raw and just coming from here. Like, there's no holding back anything that he's feeling in that song.
I have a pet virus. I get to pet and name her. God,
Her milk is my shit.
Yes,
My shit is her milk.
amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
It's simple, but it's amazing.
That's a theme too that really comes to play in a lot of it. It's a lot. There's a lot of fluid and talk of shit and bile, and
Yeah.
it's just something he was into,
was
and
warped.
it really got into a lot of the songs, a lot of the lyrics.
Yeah.
You want to bounce one off us there, Taylor?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go.
Sorry, for those not familiar, the way it'll go is we'll each toss a song out from our list, and if it matches 2, it comes back for the discussion later. If it matches all 3 of us, it's automatically on the list. So,
Okay.
Taylor.
I'm going to hit you with my number 1.
All right.
And it's a single,
Okay.
but it, I think, is probably all around lyrically, musically, I really think it's the most complete Nirvana song, and that's Heart Shaped Box.
Ooh, I don't have Heart-Shaped Box, but
I don't either.
I'm
but
leaving.
I don't, only because I think it's got the. I can't even use that argument because
Courtney helped write it.
No, just. Yeah, you're right.
She did. She helped write
No,
the
you're
lyrics.
right. It deserves to be on any list. It's not on mine, but it deserves it. And I think it got the lead single. Like, lead single with me a lot of times gets a bad rap.
yeah.
Not a bad rap, but I'm just, maybe there was some bias against it.
Well,
Because it was all over MTV. I'd come home from school.
yeah.
See, I
MTV.
didn't have that.
See,
you know.
you
I
had that
listened to it on
advantage.
my own terms,
Yeah.
basically.
You have that
So,
advantage
yeah.
over us.
Which is great. I mean, I wish I could do it without the buzz of being told what to listen to when I
Right.
listen to it. So.
Well, and it stinks because now when I listen to In Utero, I don't skip, like, a lot of songs when I have that treatment from me in my mind, I skip them. I never skip Heart-Shaped Box. I
No.
think it's a great song, and I can understand it. All of Nirvana's singles except for Teen Spirit, I can listen to still. I think they're all really great songs. It's just the one you picked, not on my list.
Well, this will be interesting. Like I said, our list will be very different for different reasons.
Yeah.
So.
Matt, you're up.
But that was a great video. Can I say
It
that?
was.
It was a great video.
It was
And I loved Wayne's World's play on it. Has this guy got a problem with me? Shut up.
Where am I gonna go? You
Mm.
know what? I'm gonna start at my top of the list. I'm gonna go Serve the Servants
Ooh.
Yep.
off In Utero.
I mean, it's on mine totally. 1, 2, 3.
Eh.
It's my number 5 song.
Number 10 for me.
There you go.
I love that song. The more I listen to it, the more I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had talked to 15-year-old me, 16, 17-year-old me, whatever it was, my answer would have been completely different.
Yeah.
But the more I've listened and just, I love this song.
It's got a playful riff right at the
It
front.
does.
Very playful riff.
And it's so different. That riff is so different than the other songs on that album. But all of Nirvana stuff.
And it still has like this aggression to it without being overly aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
again, that line. Like
it reminds
opening
me
line.
of being 17. You know? It just reminds me of it and just being angry. And so it reminds me of being 39.
And like you had said, that the opening line, Teenage Jinx, has paid off well, but now I'm bored and old. It's great. It's Kurt addressing that fame and that kind of discomfort with the fame.
And when you get older, it starts to take on a different meaning, you know? It really means something to me now, where I'm kind of trying to go in a different direction and not be as angry as I've been my whole life. And
that line about his dad,
Yes.
he's kind of letting go of it.
I always tried to have a father, but instead I had a dad.
Thank
Oh,
you.
such poetry.
Yeah.
Help me out again. What's the next one where he says,
I tried hard to have a father, but instead I had a dad.
there is nothing I can say that I haven't thought before. I don't know. But it's just great. It felt like he was letting go of this thing, that he had plagued him his whole life, really.
Well, dude had demons.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, emotional and physical.
And you can, if you read about him and see the documentaries, the mini documentaries, like he was passed around as a kid. He had no stability in his life. So, that
mother's kind of
dad issues,
this is insane. We've tossed out 3 songs and 2 have hit all 3 of us.
Perfect.
That's nuts.
That's great.
Okay, let's start breaking that up.
Well, I did.
Yeah, you did. I don't know about this one. I'm going very specific. If you have the album version, cool. But man, I loved Wishka, and one of the reasons I loved Wishka was Aneurysm.
came close.
Yeah.
If I'd actually prepped, Aneurysm would be on it.
Come on over and shoot the shit.
You know what? It's not on. I took it off today, and I'll
Late
tell
cut.
you why. It was a big cut and a late cut because I was trying not to take into account the live versions. And I love the live version more than anything on it. I feel like the studio version didn't have that punch.
No, it didn't.
It doesn't.
I listened to the studio album after the Wishka album, and I was like, ooh, I'm taking a gamble here. I don't know if anybody's gonna have this one. I took a gamble and didn't pay off. What are you gonna do?
It's on my 26. It's not.
All right, Taylor, you're up.
Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna go number 9 on my list. Territorial Pissing.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Definitely on
It
mine.
did make mine, but
It's got a mark.
I can't say anything about it.
Right? That's another one of those songs that I covered in
I love
Great
his
American
mocking.
Headache.
I love the opening. I love how it's just mocking and slightly disrespectful and just love it.
Yeah.
Really get you in the
Pissings.
mood to just kick something over.
Yeah.
And we were talking about off the air live at Reading,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they end the set with that, and they just destroy the equipment.
They
It's just a
destroy it.
perfect song
So good.
to end on.
Just angsty.
Yeah,
It's
from
that-
a pretty angsty band.
yeah, it's
and-
gonna be a
I
recurring
don't know what I'm saying. It's every song that I've got on my list is angsty.
All right, Matt.
I'm gonna go Negative Creep.
Oh, didn't make my list, but it's on my honorables.
Oh, such a good song.
Right?
Such a good song.
Another one I had to take off because I love the live version more than the studio version. Yeah, that was a tough cut. I cut that today too.
Negative creep.
This was tough for me. Man. This was really tough.
All right,
Daddy's little girl ain't a girl no more.
Yeah, man. I was playing the last of my list. Just we were cleaning on Saturday before I came over here and lost the rest of my day.
Yep. Yep, that happened. And most of Sunday morning.
Yeah, and some on Monday as well.
Yep.
And some of today too.
Yeah, there you go.
Cleaning up the mess. But that song, like at the end, my wife just stops for a second. She starts laughing. I was like, "What's funny?" Daddy's little girl ain't a girl no more. She found that funny. I was like, "Okay, that's strange," but
different interpretations.
Yeah,
maybe
different folks, different strokes for different folks. Where are we? Me?
Yes,
yeah, because Matt had negative creep.
I did.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stay in my list here. I'll stay in my list. Okay, let's take another chance. I hate myself and want to die.
Oh no, sorry.
Love the title, but not on my list.
That's all right. I know it from Beavis and Butthead Experience. That's where I know it from. But I want to say, did it come out in a deluxe package or something?
Yeah,
with the lights out or something like that.
Yeah, well, and there was also a 20th in utero and a 20th anniversary of Nevermind. I feel like it's on one of those.
Okay,
probably in utero.
I had to toss that one out there because that one's like my third favorite Nirvana song. Like I actually definitively 1, 2, and 3 are definitive. All right, Taylor, you're up.
All right, let's go. Let's go number. I'll go number 2. It's another single, but I think it's one of the most well-written songs again, and that's "Dumb."
Yep.
Oh,
it's on mine.
I don't have "Dumb."
Completely different than all their other stuff. I think
it really is.
Other than Polly, that's kind of a similar song, but yeah, love the lyrics. It's that kind of feeling of how he's writing about like when he's happy. He feels almost guilty about being happy.
Yeah.
That's how I take it, and he feels dumb. It's like
dumb.
I feel dumb to be happy, like still sad, but yeah, I just think that's a beautifully written song.
Yeah, there's and not just beautifully written with the arrangement too. There's a sorrowful beauty to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's haunting almost.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Absolutely. Especially with the violins, the strings on there.
The strings really
set it off. Absolutely.
I tried really hard to ignore singles.
I did too, but
impossible.
I can't.
It is.
Impossible.
I mean, you're right.
Band.
I couldn't because, like we were saying off air, there's a specific one, and yes, it's on my honorable mention, and I had to put it on because of what it means to me and what it means to radio in general, and it's an amazing song.
Yeah.
No matter how many times I hear it, and I'm not going to say its name because it's on honorable mention, so we won't go to it unless we need to go over overtime.
Right.
But it's an amazing song, and I'll defend it until I die. Forget being cool and being into deep tracks. That song is awesome.
Well, you're up, so whatever you want to toss out there.
You know what I want to toss out? We've already kind of touched on it. You know you're right.
Yes.
And for the reason of it was a glimpse of what we were gonna get.
Yep.
You have it too, Taylor?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Sir. Number 7.
It's a damn good song.
3 of us. Well, again, that same simplicity for the hook, pain.
Yeah. Just screaming pain over and over again, and it works.
It works
and
unbelievably well.
I mean,
the first time I heard it, I about shit myself. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
I know,
that's
because
what
they
we're gonna
drop
get?
it, and you hear it's what 99 maybe 2000.
I
We're
think
in the 2000s.
Yeah, 2000. I think
that kind of era, and it's you're talking about 6 years removed from his death.
Yeah.
And you hear, there's a hidden Nirvana. We've got a new one. We're going to play it. And you automatically think, well, I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
Because I can't like this.
Right.
And then they play it, and you're like, not only do I like this, I love this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got the nice little groove in. Dun, dun, dun,
And it just reminds you of what we lost.
Yeah.
right.
Which is a bummer, but it's still great.
And I'll say that one almost took it off my list simply because of the fact that I hate them releasing any Kurt Cobain stuff after these. I mean, the Montage of Heck, like they released a couple of his home demos, and I think that, I don't think they should be doing that. But then you go back and I was reading about, You're Right, and they had played that in concert, and he had a home demo of it and all this stuff, and that was complete.
It was
and he was
going to be
happy with
released.
it. Exactly.
It was going to be released.
And so, and the rest of the band wanted that song to be released, and of
Yeah.
course, Courtney stopped it for a while.
Because
Didn't she though?
that's what she likes to do.
So I hear. All right, so I'm up.
Yes.
Where am I going to go? I'm trying to figure out, because we're all actually pretty close here.
Not far off.
Not at all.
Well, and we're also looking at 3 albums and 2 live albums.
Yeah.
3 out live albums.
All right,
Not
so
unplugged.
let's go to Nevermind, because I don't have a ton of Nevermind. Something in the way.
I didn't pick that.
Number 11 for me, honorable mention.
Okay, so it's got a mark. If we
I actually don't like it.
really,
Yeah.
oh,
I don't like it. I don't know what it is, and I should like it more.
You should.
Especially with his haunting vocals and the way he ends it, just kind of raw. And
It's almost like Dumb in a way.
it is, but
see, that's where I had Dumb and Something in the Way, and I went
just
Something in the
comes
Way.
down to personal taste. It doesn't hit for me.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Well, Taylor, you're up.
I'm changing this as we go. I just want to let you know because
Yeah.
it's tough.
It happens.
I'm writing it as we go.
Number 4 for me, Very Ape.
Yes.
Oh,
That's my number 2.
All right.
I'm Very
Okay.
Ape and Very Nice.
And very
probably
nice.
would have been on an honorable mention for me.
Wish it was longer because it is a short song.
Yeah.
But just badass.
Well,
Yeah,
it's-
it just gets right to the point.
Yeah, and it's a great tag team partner to milk it.
Yeah, exactly.
They go really, really well
Exactly.
together. It's I don't know, man. I just that 1-2 punch of they are number 1 and number 2, my favorite Nirvana songs. And like I said, just hearing them back to back, there's nothing better in the world for me.
Yeah.
I freaking love Very Ape.
agree.
All right, Matt.
I'm gonna go to another song from Nevermind about body fluids drain you.
I have it on honorable mention.
Number 6 for me.
Oh, hits all 3.
I
This
think
is
Such a good
insane.
song. That to me, I feel like it's almost a pop song.
Yeah.
It's so good. You
Yeah.
know? I feel like anybody can listen to Drain You, and in fact, wasn't it on it was on like one of maybe the first Rock Band?
Probably.
It's just got a mass appeal to it that
Yeah.
that speaks to everybody. It's a fun song. It's fast and driving and about passing fluids back and forth.
I love the drum beat. The the verse drum beat. Boom, da, boom, bop, bop.
Yeah.
I like the
Sometimes it's
breakdown's
simple things,
great
yeah.
too, especially live when they're just kind of break it down and then Grohl comes in with the drums and come back in. And that's one of those songs that for Nevermind, of course, a lot's been said that that's more slickly produced
Yeah.
than in Utero, obviously. But I feel like that production worked so well on Drain You. In a way. You know what I mean? That one is slick. Like you said, it's a pop song.
absolutely slick.
But it worked perfectly for that. And another one, well, I'm not, never mind. I won't get into another song. We'll wait. But, yeah. All right.
Let's see. So,
Back to you, just 10.
yeah, I was trying to do too many things over here.
Too many things.
Okay. I don't know which way I want to play. I'll toss one out that is probably gonna. You know what? I'll go old. Floyd the Barber. It's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, it was almost on my honorable mentions.
No,
No
didn't make it.
Okay. I'm ashamed I was shaved.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's a
stupid.
silly
I love
song.
it. But the really for me, it's the da bum bum bum
Yeah.
da bum bum
Yeah,
bum.
that is
Oh
great.
God, I
That's great.
love that.
I wrestled with it for the 3 minutes that it took me to put the list together. I'm probably gonna run out before you guys.
All right, you're up,
Right.
Taylor.
Okay, so we can throw out honorable mentions instead of just
Yeah.
top-
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
All right. This one. It was so hard to take it out of my top 10. Like you said, Justin, the really hard part was getting it down to the top 10. I can get it to 20, but to 10 it was hard. And this one I had to cut. Scentless Apprentice.
Ooh, it's on mine.
Scentless Apprentice is actually on my honorable mentions too. So
It's on my
So-
absolute.
Yeah. Okay.
It's-
blam.
I mean, that's
Like
We got
right
half
in the
our
middle.
list. All three of us have half of our list
Right
already.
in the middle.
they're probably all in utero.
Well,
Most
it
of
helps.
them.
You know you're right.
It helps.
Yeah, you're right.
2, 3. No, and we
You
got
are
Dream
right.
You too. So,
Territorial pissing.
all right,
I didn't have
Oh, that's
territory
right.
and
That's right.
pissing.
That's right.
you're up, Matt.
It's because nobody's touched on it yet. I'm gonna pick not only something from Unplugged, but also a cover, "Lake of Fire."
It's a good one.
I love that song.
I
Me
was
too. I love that cover. It's way better than the original.
way
Infinitely better. Yeah.
I limited myself to one cover, and that's why it's not on my list.
I wonder.
Interesting. I wonder if we'll hit on the second because I got one more cover from Unplugged.
There's
So we
there's
have a
3,
chance.
yes, that I know of.
Yeah. There's definitely
like 3 Meat Puppet
Three major-
songs,
oh.
Yeah.
Lead Belly song, a Bowie song. They
A
did like
Bowie
half
song.
of their songs or cover
Yeah,
songs
half
on
of those
that,
were covers.
and it worked.
Let's see. Where are we?
We might not. We
Um,
might have picked Bowie's song. I didn't pick the Bowie song, although I feel like I should have.
All right.
Again, that one is better than if you're just talking about covers. I feel like that's better than the Bowie
Oh,
cover.
totally.
Yeah.
And I like Bowie, but that song,
That song's better.
yeah.
Same with Lake of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here's something we listened to right before we went on the air, and it's one that I covered in Great American Headache, and it's a really rapid song. It's super fast, and that's why I love it. Tourette's.
On mine.
I had to take it off.
Oh.
That was a tough cut.
It's two of us.
Tourette's. All right.
I love it. I think it was the shortness that maybe was the reason I took it off.
Yeah.
It's a pretty short song.
Moderate
Great song.
rock. Because I have no idea what the fuck he's saying. Can't sound this is ah. That's pretty much how I covered it. Just shouting at the top of my lungs.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
I
Nobody knew the difference.
That's like my favorite cover of all time, which is Biz
Biz
Markie
Markie.
covering Benny and the Jets. Off of
Shit. Got to download that one.
it's
That's
off of
Beasties.
Beasties.
Yeah.
Off of whatever the compilation.
Okay.
All right, Taylor.
Sounds of Science.
All right. I'm gonna go with another. I'll go straight into the cover that I picked. Like I said, I limited myself to one, which was tough because I think they do great covers. But Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Honorable mention.
We've matched.
It's an honorable mention. Didn't put in my top 10 just for being a cover.
And I pick it on just him shredding his voice
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
end of it.
When he takes that gasp, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Where he just and it just feels like he released everything, and it was like,
Oh my
the
god.
show's over, and this is all I got.
He shreds his voice in that, and you can feel nothing but
It
emotion.
gives me chills.
It does. It's crazy. I remember watching that and just
Yeah.
losing it. Amazing performance.
Absolutely.
If I was going to pick a cover, that would have been the one.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I
unbelievable.
freaking love that one.
And who knew they would do a Lead Belly song? It's
Right?
like,
Not even Lead Belly. 'Cause he was like, I'm dead. I don't know if that's an accurate representation.
Who
of Lead
knows?
Belly.
He might just be making things up. Matt, you're up.
I'm in my honorables. I don't know because I don't know how much Nevermind I probably have more Nevermind than you guys, but I'm gonna go Lounge Act.
I do not have Lounge Act.
it barely missed my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
barely,
I can
barely,
see that.
barely.
I Lounge Act for the bass line alone.
Yeah,
Love that bass line in Lounge Act.
it's a good song. It's a good song about it, like a relationship, like
Yeah.
smothering somebody.
Weird that theme seems to come up a lot.
Yeah. Okay. This is another one. I have the Wishcott version again because I think it counts if you guys have the whichever.
Yeah.
But School
No,
Just missed.
just
Just
missed.
missed. Yeah, took
School.
it off today.
Again, that's just one of those fun ones that I've covered, and then in learning the song, I was like, man, I love
Right.
this
It's
song.
fun. It's just so simple.
Yeah.
No recess. And
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of. School of Rock when Jack Black's trying to get them to write a song. And
Yeah.
he's like, "What makes you mad?" And the dude's like, "Homework." And it's just like that simple. You
Yeah.
know, it's like school, no recess. Like this is the shit that's going on in my life. That,
You're in med school again.
yeah.
You're an addict again. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So you're up, Taylor.
All right, I'm gonna go with my number 5, and that is Breed,
yep.
Ooh. Okay.
which I think should have been the #1 track off of Nevermind. I think that should have been the song that kicked it off. That's just a personal opinion of mine. I was listening to it today, and I feel like that's a great #1 song. Could have been a great #1 song, but either way,
Real fast song too.
mhm.
Yeah.
And we don't need the breed. I just
Nope.
want to put that out there.
We can play in a house and we can build a tree.
That's true. Matt, you're up.
I went Sliver.
Ooh, that made my honorables.
Nah.
That's in my honorables.
Sliver.
Slowly running out. I'm slowly running out, guys.
I think the lyrics are too stupid for me in that. Was he like meatloaf
You
and
know
mashed
what?
potatoes? and-
Sometimes it's not about the lyrics. Sometimes it's just a good song.
It is. It's a fun song.
All right, I'm going to toss my last one out from my top 10. Going back to Euro. Francis Farmer will have revenge on Seattle.
No, but it would have been there.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been if I had played correctly and put 5 more songs in my honorable mentions like I should have.
Yeah, I could have put all of In Utero on there, and that's just one of the ones I had to take off just to make it a little diverse.
Yeah.
I put it on like as I was listening Saturday because I initially had it as an honorable, and then like the song I took out, which I'll probably toss out next to see. But I was like, man, I think Francis Farmer's better, and again,
song.
it is. But
What's not?
I don't think we've tossed out a bad song yet.
Right.
All right, you're up, Taylor.
Oh, sorry. I should know which way this is going. All right. Have I covered my top 10? No. I'll go with this is the last one of my top 10, number 8, Penny Royalty.
Oh, should have been on it.
I had a
I
tough
should've.
time with that one
Yeah.
because I love the song, and I ran into. I'm looking at my list. I'm like, oh crap, I've got entirely too much in Utero.
Right.
And then it's like, do I lose Francis Farmer? Do I lose Penny Royalty?
Sophie's choice, man.
Yeah. And I've got another in Utero song that I still haven't tossed out yet, so we'll see.
Yeah. Guess what I'm about to toss out?
Mm.
The first pick.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. I don't care. It's going on my list.
Look, I mean, we talked about it in the open.
Yeah.
More so than Creep with Radiohead. I feel like you can make a case for Teen Spirit, even though I can't listen to the song anymore.
I can.
I can't.
I still can. I have been for 25 years now. It was the song I heard in the locker room. It's an anthem,
Yeah.
and it means a lot to me, even though it's played out incredibly.
But-
so,
But the reason,
but I still hear it and I don't turn it off.
yeah, the thing is, like,
I don't seek it out. Now I don't go like, hey, let's put on Nevermind and let me make sure I get straight to Smells Like. I'll skip it maybe
Play
if I'm
next.
listening to the album.
right.
But if it comes on the radio, I'll listen to it every time, and it really does make me feel young.
I think the case to be made is the fact that hit and that it changed everything.
It broke
It's
what music. I mean, music was completely different overnight.
yeah.
There
It's-
were lots of guys with long hair and blouses from Lane Bryant who had to go completely change their
Get
sound.
some flannel.
Or they were out of music completely.
Yeah.
Cinderella is still angry.
Good.
yeah.
So is Rat.
Rat hates Kurt Cobain
That
Yeah.
and I just want to say that did not make my list simply because
of what it is.
yeah, and it did, and it wasn't an anthem for me because as again I was
Yeah.
4.
I feel like it would be more of an anthem at 4.
I wasn't allowed to listen to that. All Steve Earle.
Nice.
No. But no, I do want to say I think this was off air. We were talking about it. It destroyed hair metal, and
Yeah,
that's for
absolutely.
me that should put it up there. So
It deserved a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
exactly. Not to be on my list, but it deserved the Peace Prize.
Okay. This is the last one I have from In Utero, so I'm going to go ahead and toss it out. Radio friendly unit shifter.
Nope.
Nah, I didn't think so. I went too
Jeez,
deep.
Justin.
Yeah.
You went real deep on In Utero.
I couldn't help it. Like I was trying so hard to
Do you
not.
have thousands of gallons of rubbing alcohol? Is that? Did I even get the title right of that one? That one I can't listen to that.
Okay, you're up, Taylor.
Okay. All right. We're in my honorable mentions. So, all right. This song, I feel like this is the first time that Kurt really got his pop sensibilities and his punk rock attitude and combined them, and that's About a Girl.
I got yep.
That's
I got
honorable
it.
mention.
I got honorable mention. Matt probably doesn't because he's out of songs. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You and I, let's say I got 1, 2, 3. I've only got 3 honorable mentions left. So we're gonna toss out those, and then we're gonna
I
start
wasn't
trim
far
the fat.
behind you guys.
No, not that far.
putting it
I think I had 21.
Putting a list together from memory
Yeah.
in 3 minutes.
I pained over this for like 3 weeks, just to let you know.
To be fair, I've lived with it for 25 years. It's like saying, "Hey, can you draw your penis?" Wait, I don't know why anybody would ask me to do that.
From a certain angle.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these, and if any of them hits you, then you know,
Okay.
I've got On a Plane.
Got it.
Ooh,
Honorable mention.
That should have been there for me.
Ben a
that-
Son.
That was, can I just say, that's
Sure.
the other one that Slick Production worked on a plane.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
That, ooh, you
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
okay, Been a Son, no, don't have that one.
On a Plane was the song that I was talking about that Francis Farmer bumped. I had On a Plane
Gotcha.
in my 10, and then
Well, I guess you can complain.
yes. Let's see. So Ben a Son you don't have, and then lastly, Stay Away.
No, actually, I don't like that song.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's that and gallons of rubbing alcohol.
I
are
hate
the
that.
two.
Stay away. is-
Stay away. It's not as bad.
all right. Well, we know Matt's not going to have any of yours, but if you want to just
I throw them out there.
Yeah.
Okay. All apologies. I think it's a great
Yeah,
song.
I feel like I should have had that on.
Here comes the singles. All apologies. Rape Me. Just for the balls to open a song saying
Yeah.
rape me, my friend. Come As You Are. Single, but love it.
No, it's a good song.
Lithium and Dive.
nice dive.
Yeah.
Dive.
I feel like
Dive.
Lithium should have been
No.
on mine too.
I feel like I fucked up not having dive. Like, because the second you
Dive's
said
great
it, I was
song.
like, I should have had that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. The ones that landed on all 3 of ours, which this is unprecedented. We got Milk It,
Uh-huh.
You Know You're Right, Serve the Servants, Drain You,
Yep.
Scentless Apprentice.
Yep.
Half of them are on all 3 of those. That's
Nice.
half of our list. So, all right,
I thought Dumb was on all 3 of us.
I didn't have
No,
dumb.
you didn't have dumb.
I
You
didn't
didn't have Dumb?
Nope.
Yeah. well,
That's pretty dumb.
All right, so now we got to
ironic.
let's see. 1, 2,
Been thinking about that joke all day.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got to get 11 down to 5. All right, so let's see. Let's get.
What we got?
I'm gonna take out the cover first. Where did you sleep last night? For it being a cover, unless you guys really feel
Accepted.
strongly.
It's probably because you slept here last night.
I might as well sleep here every night. It feels like I never leave.
Hello.
But I mean, unless you guys have a really strong enough opinion that you want it on the 10.
The fact that it's a cover, I agree. We
Yep.
can take it off.
Yeah. Okay. So now
The answer was in the Pines, by the way.
in the Pines. In the
Where the
Pines.
sun never
Spoiler
shines.
alert.
All right. So, how do we want to do this? By album or by comparable sounds?
Well, what are they?
Okay, we got Very Ape, Territorial Pissings, Something's in the Way, On a Plane, About a Girl, Sliver, Tourette's, Negative Creep, Dumb, and Breed. Oof.
Can I throw like one out there
Yeah.
that I'll vote? Like you guys had it. Negative Creep, because I absolutely love the live version. I don't hate the studio version, and that could have very easily made my honorable mentions.
Okay, so you're for keeping Negative Creep.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see. Something, maybe, who do we put that in the same realm as? Territorial Pissings or Tourette's?
Yeah.
So let's lose one of those. Territorial Pissings or Tourette's?
I feel like we have to lose Tourette's.
I feel like this. I feel the same. I
agree.
I feel like Tourette's. If for,
Even though that's one of mine,
it is.
I pick one. You guys are right. Territory pissing should have been in there.
Tourette's, like you said, it's short, and I think if you're matching the two up against each other,
I'm trying to think of, and this is probably how you do it, is you're making a list. Let's say no one's ever heard Nirvana, and these are the 10 songs you want them to hear.
Yeah.
And maybe Tourette's wouldn't be the first one
It
you let
wouldn't.
them hear.
It
You know?
wouldn't.
Yeah. All right. On that note, let's put up Dumb, On a Plane, About a Girl.
I gotta go dumb on that one.
I'm with him on that.
You know what? I'll go with you guys because I feel like I should have had that.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have had that. So we're going to lose on a plane about a girl. Dumb. Let me count where we're at. Makes for great radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You guys at home,
6,
try
7.
to guess how many
8.
that he's at.
Okay, so we have
The answer is 8.
8. Wait, 1,
We need
2.
2 more.
2 more.
1, 2. So Very Ape
I
and
feel like this will
Breed.
be easy.
Very Ape.
I think Very Ape and Breed are the only two. No, Sliver. So we need to lose.
I'd pick Breed over Sliver.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so we're going to lose Sliver. I can't make a strong enough case for Sliver.
I can't either.
So, all right, let's see. Count with me. Milk It, Very Ape, You Know You're Right, Serve the Servants, Territorial Pissings, Drain You, Scentless Apprentice, Negative Creep, Dumb, Breed.
That's a damn good list.
That's a real
Hell
good
yeah.
list. All right, 1,
That might be our strongest list since
1,
Radiohead.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, do I still have 11? 3. Goddamn. Beautiful radio. Beautiful radio, folks.
Just dead air it.
3, 4,
So I'll
5,
just stop
6,
talking.
7. Oh, we still have something in the way. That's why.
Oh, that's
I mean, does anybody have a strong case to keep
Drop
it in?
it.
Because I feel like compared to Dumb, I'd rather keep Dumb over something in the
Absolutely.
way.
Absolutely.
All right, so I think we're at 10 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, it did just basically axe a song about a, dead kid. Hope you feel good about that. Do you feel good about yourself, Justin?
Always. Oh, that's a pretty good 10. We did this last week. You're going to want to stay tuned if you're listening right now. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all we're going to say. We're not going to say what's going to be played next.
Not going to say anything about what it is.
We don't
why
know.
you should. It's going to be
In the studio, we're going to now listen
Mhm.
to the songs that we've just put together.
Yeah.
But, we're going to kill the feed, so
Yeah.
I hope Justin does it correctly and
Right.
it doesn't go out on air
Yeah.
because,
that would be terrible.
that would be an accident.
But first, I'm going to play this song so I can get everything set up to not broadcast the songs that we want.
Wink.
Yes. Martindale. That being said, thank you guys so much for listening. If you dig Deprogrammed, if you dig what's happening here at RFR, please take a second, go to patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. Give $1. It gets you everything that happens here, but more importantly, you're keeping an indie station afloat, man. This is happening in your backyard, and you can help it to keep happening and keep growing. And we appreciate everybody who's on board already, and we just want to keep getting more and more people involved. So,
And I'll just throw out, if you're local and you want to come in and help on the production side of things, we are looking for people to come in and help run shows.
yes.
So drop us a line at bands@radiofradio.com, and hey, maybe we'll get you in here to help out.
That'd be fun. Nirvana, learn them and love them, people. Good night.